Okay, now combine the two. Okay, on the right is what we just got talking about. 3 cups flour, 2 cups sugar, 1 cup milk, 1 cupcake. On the left is a chemical equation, combustion of propane. Okay, you can see they're similar in terms of how they're written. They both have a quantity added to certain quantities and yields a certain quantities. So 3 cups flour, added 2 cups sugar, added 1 cup milk, yields 1 cup cake. Okay, on the left, you have 1 propane plus 5 oxygens yield 3 carbon dioxides and 4 waters. Okay, now in chemistry, we don't measure things in cups. Our quantity that we use are the mole. Okay, and mole, I told you, is about a trillion of a substance, and you don't have to worry about it. Just think of it as a container. And the container holds a certain amount, a large amount of quantity, and just like a cup holds a large quantity of stuff. So what we can do is, instead of using cups here, we're going to use moles. So this said 1 mole plus 5 moles yields all right. And that's how we'll be doing this. Now, what I can do is I can write a similar table now. Okay, we can still use recipes, because basically this is a recipe. It says, for every recipe, I need this reaction, I need 1 of these, 5 of these, and then make 3 and 4. The difference is, instead of having cups per recipe, this is going to be number of moles per recipe. Okay, and down here is the number of moles. So the thing won't change here is these numbers here. Okay. All right. So to set this table up, what you need to do is you need to have a balanced chemical equation. If you combine, see the two tables, the way that they're similar between recipes, they're different in terms of how we measure our amounts. Okay, but basically the same idea. Okay, so, all right. So what I'm doing is I'm doing a couple problems with this the way it is, and then expand on it. All right, so let's say I want to do 5 recipes. So let's start. And I want to know how many moles of each. Well, 1 mole per recipe, I do that 5 times. 5 moles. Okay. Every recipe I need 5, I do that 5 times. 25. Here I do 3, 5 times. 15. Oops, yep. And then here 4 or 5 times 20. Okay. It's really that simple. All right. It's the same idea. When you start out with how many recipes, how many, instead of cups, it's moles. Okay. Now let's go back. Now let's do moles to recipes. So this next problem, I'm going to say, first problem is given 8 moles. Let's say given 20 moles of O2, how many recipes? And the second problem, again, given the 20 moles, O2, how many moles water produced? Okay, so the first problem, I start with 20 right here. And when I'm each recipe has 5, so I'm going to divide the 20 up into groups of 5. So I'm going to do the recipe 4 times. Okay, so that's this. So I can do the recipe 4 times. Okay, now that I can do it 4 times, so now this one asks if I have 20 moles, how many moles of water will I produce? Well, I do it 4 times. Each time I do it, I need 4, so I'm going to need 16 moles. Okay. For this one, let's say to get 36 moles CO2, how many moles of propane are needed? Start out here, 36, divide that up into groups of 3, and you got 12. So you do the recipe 12 times, bring that over here. Each time you do it, you make 1, you need 1. And so you're going to have 12. Okay. All right, next thing we're going to do is combine the idea of pounds per cup with chemical equations. Okay.